I love food and was trawling the net recently for local food blogs. I landed on a site called Mzansi-style cuisine. It's a wonderful exploration of South African indigenous food, presented by 30-something South African and committed foodie Thuli Gogela. Thuli's website is a passionate sharing of recipes with personal culinary twists. She's clearly a woman on a mission to maintain an interest in traditional local food, especially amongst young South Africans. And it all starts in her own kitchen.
We're making a madumbe mesh with cream and basil pesto.
Amadumbe.
Yes. People love amadumbe. Like they just boil them in boiling water and then they add just salt.
Growing up in the rural Eastern Cape, Thuli was drawn to indigenous food from an early age, watching her aunt source local ingredients from the farm and preparing them in the traditional way.
I found it very interesting that they would go to the garden, get their food and just prepare something from there. Take mealies, grind them and make your dough, your bread from scratch. For me, I think that's what initially inspired me. And then in high school, I did home economics. And I enjoyed it. I decided then that, you know what, I want to study food. And it was very interesting because I didn't know there was food like that out there. I grew up in the basic, rural areas.
When Thuli was 7, her mother Pumla went to study at Fort Hare University, and Thuli went to live with her extended family. It was a powerful formative experience, one that shaped who she'd become in later years.
At my aunt's place, there were a lot of children. We had to share everything, eat in one big bowl and share spoons. So we learned a lot of things, getting a wood fire from the bushes and ukutwala inyanda. Inyanda is that a bunch of wood that you you roll together and put it on top of your head. I'm sure you've seen women do that. I learned that, and I don't think I would have had that experience if it went for that lifestyle. And I also learned just to survive from basic living, from not having anything and to rely on yourself. So it taught me that teamwork and just living, enjoying the simple things in life and surviving on your own. If you want milk, you're gonna get it from the cows. If you want eggs, you get the eggs from the chickens. And we had a vegetable garden, so everything was from the farm. We didn't have that luxury of going to the store. We made umpokotko. That was the first dish that I learned to cook from a cast iron pot. And we made roasted cook. I loved making roasted cook. I'm the first one. I was very responsible. The thing is, my mom is a single parent, so I felt like I needed to help her with my siblings. So I was doing everything for everyone. I made sure that everyone was happy. Everyone had everything. The school uniforms were washed and ironed, and I basically didn't have that luxury of playing around. I was very responsible, and it was my choice.
With Thuli taking on the role of responsible older sister, her siblings looked up to her. She's particularly close to her sister Tembakazi, a great supporter of all of Thuli's projects.
We're very close, and growing up, she used to do everything for us. We never got to do anything because she was cleaning the house and she was cooking, and she always took care of us because my mom wasn't always around. So she was like more of a mother.
Although Thuli's father was absent, he still played a significant part in her life. He passed away when she was 11.
He was sick for a while, and he was discharged from the hospital, and the doctor said there was nothing else they could do. The day that we were like, okay, we're going, we heard that he passed away. But his death wish was for me to study, for me to get an education.
So let's see over there, who's this? Oh, this must be your graduation.
Yes, these were my friends.
Thuli fulfilled her father's dying wish and pursued a further education. After matric, she completed a hospitality diploma at Boston College.
I was the top student of the year. They call out your name, and then when you go to accept the award, they were busy reading my distinctions, and my mom was like, I think they were reading out the third distinction now, and she couldn't sit there. She just stood up. That is my baby!
With diploma in hand, Thuli set off for Cape Town, planning to enter the hospitality industry. She was excited to land her first job with a well-known restaurant chain.
The first day at my job, I was given a bucket with a mop and a broom. And this lady took me to the ladies, and she said, ladies and gents, this is what you're going to do today. You're going to clean the bathrooms. And I was surprised because I expected to be trained to be a waitress. But I did that job. I got 30 rands per day. I saved that money. It made me realize that, you know what, this is not what I want.
Thuli's sights were set on greater things, and she decided to study further to raise her chances of a more fulfilling and better paid career. She enrolled for a degree in consumer science, food and nutrition at the Cape Technikon, and today is a respected food technologist, developing products for a leading food manufacturer. Her mom and family are extremely proud.
I would send my mom and my sisters samples of jellies and the custards, and they would prepare them, especially the ones that I was part of their development. And my mom would brag, if she's at a retail store, she would brag and tell people, my daughter developed that. And I remember as a child, we only had jelly and custard only on Christmas Day. It was a specialty, you know. You had to wait the whole year to have jelly and custard. And now I'm in this factory. I can taste, I can eat.
Just there's enough cocoa in there. If it's chocolatey, because I want to coat it with. I just want to coat the almonds with this chocolate sauce.
Thuli's colleague and friend, Gaynor Ulafir, is one of her greatest admirers.
I'm picking up golden syrup.
When Thuli is in her lab coat, she has this passion for her work, especially when she's designing something new. She's a total perfectionist. She has this way of, if she touches something, then it comes out brilliant. It's made with love, and she just puts a lot of effort in what she does, everywhere, in everything.
Despite her new and exciting career, something tugged at Thuli. She really wanted to explore and share indigenous cuisine with the public. A plan began to emerge.
I had this idea of presenting these indigenous dishes and getting young people excited, interested in them. And then I had this idea to open a restaurant, an South African food restaurant.
I was excited because I was going to be made the manager. I was going to manage it when we were like talking about it.
This friend of mine, he came with this idea that there are other people that would be interested in joining forces with me and opening this restaurant.
Thuli formed a partnership to start the new restaurant. It required financial commitment and a great deal of planning.
She would tell me every time they had a meeting, and then she would come back and let me know what's going on. She could see she was like picturing a dream coming true, and that she was willing to give up her job and be there for that restaurant. And she wanted everything to be so perfect.
Gogela was a food technologist who just embarked on an ambitious project with partners to start an indigenous food restaurant. She'd invested a great deal of time, money and commitment to make her dream come true.
One day, I call the people and the phone is not, it's on voicemail, but I didn't think of anything of that. And I go to one of these partners' workplace to look for them. And I was told, no, they're not, they moved to Durban. Even went to their place of residence. They left, they moved out. And when I found out, I was with my sister.
And then when we got there, they told us that the guy has left and he sold that salon to someone else. And then after that, she just froze. And she's like, I have a bad feeling about this.
We were standing, I found out over the phone that, and we're standing and my heart just stopped because I realized now that, you know what, everything was a scam and I've lost all that money. I took money from my savings and I made some loans, and I just realized now that what had happened, and I just stood there. I couldn't even feel my legs.
And we kept on trying their calls, but they were off. They didn't pick up. And then she just froze there. And I looked at her face and I thought, I felt she wanted to die by looking at her face because she had given up everything. She had done everything.
And I was just thinking, I'm a good person. I don't go around doing bad things to people. How can someone look at me? I'm a young person. I'm a young woman, and I'm trying to find my way. How can someone take advantage of that person like me, someone like me?
And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to make it feel better.
So you were a young woman and you trusted these people and they betrayed you. They betrayed your trust. What did that mean to you? What did it do to you?
I felt like, now I've made loans as well. That means for the next 5 years, I'm going to be working for these people because I'm paying back the loans. And I was very upset, and there was a point where I just wanted to die, because I felt like, I felt like I was useless. I was very angry, I was very bitter, and I was thinking, I'm not a bitter person. I don't like being negative. That's not who I am, that's not who I want to be. I wrote all my feelings and emotions and the whole experience. I wrote it down. It was, I remember I told my sister, I used to tell her that I'm writing everything and it's helping me. And it did help. It was my therapy, the writing. That's what I learned from that situation, that what, sometimes your strengths in life, your positive energy, your ambitions and your drive, it's good to have those, but they can also work against you.
Thuli had taken a leap of faith, but it had failed. She was shattered and afraid of the path ahead. She drew her strength from the spiritual teachings that she'd learnt as a child.
My mom is a Christian, devoted Christian. We used to wake up very early in the morning. We would pray and sing every day. And she would make us memorize Romans 5. There's a verse there that goes like, you must be grateful for everything in your life, even the negatives. Just be grateful and praise the Lord.
How did you feel at that time of your life?
I just thought, you know what, someone out there, some people out there are enjoying my money and I'm so miserable. And, but I'm still alive. And am I going to be miserable for the next 5 years while I'm repaying the debt? No. So I chose to be positive. I hated the idea of someone killing my dream. I've been very passionate about starting my African food restaurant and my indigenous dishes, creating awareness. It's my passion in life, and I use that passion to get me out of that situation.
Thuli held on to her dream, turning to the internet for inspiration. She got hooked on the idea of blogging. Soon, she'd take another leap.
I used to follow this one particular blog. It's an entertainment blog. I didn't know that there were things such as food blogs out there, but I would look at this blog and see, and I thought, this is very interesting. I want to do something like this, but I want to do it with the recipes, food, write about the food, my experiences, but indigenous food.
Food technologist Thuli Gogela's dream of opening a traditional food restaurant had been shattered, but she courageously picked herself up and kept her dream of sharing indigenous recipes with South Africans and the world alive. Her interest turned to the internet, and the idea of a unique food blog emerged. She did her research in indigenous food markets amongst friends and family and started to gather and test recipes.
My mom did some research for me in the Eastern Cape. She would go to women and ask for recipes.
Thuli's strength was in food, but she needed technical support to set up the blog. She dug deep and hired professional help.
I hired someone to design my site. I hired someone to train me to take nice pictures. And my sister was there throughout this initial phase of setting up the blog.
We had no money at that time, so we had to hire a photographer. And then it was quite expensive because he charged by an hour. So I said to her, what we should do is we should make the dishes beforehand so that when the photographer comes, he doesn't take most of the time.
So I proofread the recipes, and then she asked me if it makes sense to me, and then she posts so I get to see everything before everybody else sees it.
I always tell my friends when they say, you're spending too much time on the blog, I say, my blog is my heart. So whatever you see here, it's just my heart. But I never expected to get the responses and the feedback, and it's amazing. For me, the blog, it was my happy place, because it was that place where it's something that I've been passionate about. I always remind myself that I need to write from the heart. That's why you'll see stories, and I also like to get other people involved, go to people's houses, get them to share their story with me.
It's really great to spend time with someone who's so passionate about indigenous food, and I wanted to introduce Thuli to a very special expert in my life.
There's a wonderful woman who has worked with my family for many, many, many years, and her name is Sarah Hesselman, and she's my other mother.
Yeah.
And she knows me like no other.
Is it?
And seeing as though you love to go and collect ideas about food and culture, Sarah is the best Jewish food cook
in the whole of Cape Town or South Africa or the world. And I want you to meet her.
This is Thuli.
Oh, yes.
Thuli.
Oh. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
I've heard so much about you.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
What are you going to make?
Latska, potato latska. Very easy. I'll take a little more. Old time they say chicken feet. Chicken feet, smatsa.
Oh, okay. So who taught you how to cook Jewish food?
Me? Well, I start with Granny. She helped me sometimes. But then I try everything and I make it, you know.
Since taking this leap, wonderful opportunities have unfolded for Thuli. Her blog, Mzansi Style Cuisine, continues to grow. She's been on TV shows, writes for food magazines, and has launched her own newspaper column in the Cape Times.
Doing something that you don't know how it's going to come out or how people are going to accept your blog is scary. So I think that is the leap of faith she took, to just put it out there and say, hey guys, this is what I think, this is what I do, this is what I love, this is my passion.
What a lovely color.
Yes, yes.
She believes that everything happens for a reason, and the fact that she accepted what happened to her and that she owned it, and then she told herself that this is not going to put me down.
I've learned that starting a restaurant at that particular time would have been like taking an aeroplane to a destination. Now I'm taking a bus and I'm enjoying the view and everything that comes with traveling to that destination.
Did you ever imagine how your life would open up after you lost all your savings?
Sometimes in life, God gives you a gift, and that thing will drive you to do what you are destined to do. For me, it was not about getting money out of it. It was just about having this platform of expression and sharing. Food is like soccer.
Wow.
During the 2010 World Cup, people forgot about you coming from this background, that we were in unity and we celebrated together. Food is like that. It just brings people together.
So, to you and your leap of faith.
Yay. Cheers.
Chakalaka chicken and madumbi mash.
With cream and basil pesto.